Hello again. This is the second part for the LowRes NX tutorial. And so far we have a Hello World program with a sprite and it's moving with a gamepad. Now we want to add a background for it. At first we need more characters because, all the graphics are made of characters. So let's open again the character designer, choose the Hello World program. Here's our guy. And let's draw a platform. And we make it a little bit dirty here, like this. Now, this will be a part of a tree. And, well, we can draw the other way around. Black is the transparent color, as you may probably have seen before, and we have 3 more colors for this for our characters. Well, for characters. And let's draw something else. A little plant. Okay, we save this. And now let's go to the background designer. This is another program. We select again our Hello World program. Now this program has 3 different tabs. On the center one, you choose the current character and the current palette. You have up to 8 color palettes. And you have a little palette editor where you can change the colors for the currently selected palette. Here we have the load and save menu. So by default it loads everything you need. So yeah, basically you use this to save the things later. And this first tab is the actual map editor. So let's choose the platform character we made before and create a color palette for it. This will be green. This should be brown and some dark. So you see now we have, well, looks beautiful, basically. Let's go to the map editor. And we have here now the stencil. I think I call it stencil. No, it's the stamp tool. With this, you can draw what you just selected on the other screen. And this is the drag tool, because actually the map is 32 by 32 cells big. You have some more space here. So let's draw something more here. Now let's choose the tree. Oh, sorry. And the top of the tree. And maybe some bushes here. Okay, so a good thing is here now we can actually use the same characters with different color palettes. So let's create the grayscale palette here. And we can use now the same characters now with this selected palette. And draw this. So this maybe is now a stone platform. We forgot the plant. Let's put the plant. Now another feature is the flip. The flip button. You can flip all the characters horizontally and vertically. So as you see now, it goes to the, well, it looks different. You can also flip it like this, but, well, and both. Not everything what you can actually looks good, but this is just a demonstration. What you also can do is you can select another color palette, and then with a brush tool you can change tiles which you already made before, or the cells you put before already. And that's it for the moment. So let's save the color palettes and the background. As you see now, we have the palettes, the characters, and the background data. It's all in the NX file now. Let's show the background. At first we choose background 1 as a target, and then we do a background copy. This is now a copy from the data we just created, or the map we just created. So these are cell positions now, not pixel positions. From 0, 0, the size is 32 by 32, and we copy it to the screen to position 0, 0. And here's the background. Okay, so maybe you wonder now why, if we copy the background only once and we move the sprite on top of it, why we don't destroy the screen? Why we destroy, well, you know. There are no graphical glitches now, so something is different. The thing is, in LowRes NX you don't have a pixel buffer. So usually with a lot of other systems or with other fantasy consoles, you draw every frame on the screen, and with every frame basically you have to draw the whole screen, including the background and all the sprites. This has some advantages, but it's not like old game console worked. Because usually they didn't have enough RAM to show, well, to work like this, to have memory for every pixel on the screen. So this works a little bit different. We have 4 layers, and the first layer is the backdrop color. This is just a simple color in the background. And then we have 2 layers of backgrounds. These are the backgrounds we created with the background designer, for example. And in the front we see all the sprites on top of it. So yeah, we just move the sprites and move the backgrounds, and they will just show as they are. So you don't draw them really. Okay, as we made a bigger background than the screen, how about moving it? We have the display command for this. Let's make a variable for the background X. And we call it display. This is background number 1. And this is background X. We don't change the Y position. So this almost looks like a game already, but it's a silly game anyway. Okay. So now you see we have endless scrolling, but we only have a background of 32 cells. This is basically because the backgrounds wrap around the edges. So if you just scroll out of the screen, you will see, well, if you go out of the end, you will see the start again. And Well, this is quite handy, and this is also like old game consoles usually worked, like the Game Boy and the Mega Drive and all the 8-bit and most of the 8-bit and almost all the 16-bit game consoles work like this. And there, well, what else? I said we have 4 layers and the sprites are always in the foreground. Oh, and I said something else. No. There is another thing. We have the hello world here, and you see it's in front of the background. And actually the print command also uses one of the 2 backgrounds to draw its text. And as I said, it doesn't draw anything. So it uses actually characters to show the text. This makes it possible to change even the font of the system. So you can just create your own fonts with the background, well, no, with a character designer, and you can use it for your game. Of course, you can also use different color palettes and change the colors for the text, and yes, it works like this. Anyway, so yes, we don't want to have sprites always in front of everything, probably. So there's another thing, priorities. Let's go back to the background designer, choose the Hello World program, and have a look again on our map. Now every cell of the map has a priority flag, and you can choose it here. And we can use here the priority tool. Now everything you see in red is priority 0, but we can change it now to the currently selected priority here on the bottom and change this part to priority 1. This one, maybe this one, and this one. You don't have to use this tool if you know it already before. You can also, well, if you draw something new with a stamp tool, it will also use the current priority. You have to select it here. Okay, let's save the background and see what happens. Now you see the sprite is behind some of the cells. Now this priority flag is not only for one background, it's actually for both backgrounds, and also for each sprite you can choose the priority flag. So in the end, with some tricks and with this priority system, you can have actually up to 7 different layers, and you can create quite complex parallax scrolling effects. This is everything I wanted to show you. If you're more interested now in programming for this, like for this LowRes NX thing, please make sure that you'll read the documentation here, especially the introduction, because this is really important to understand how things work. And if you want to know how the development is going, please follow me on Twitter. Well, if you don't know, don't do it. But it would be nice. I hope so. That's it. So probably I will make another tutorial later, one day, someday, but not this week and also not the next one. I have some other work to do. See you soon.